infinite sarcasm across. Together we light up the night.
Welcome, you guys, to the speed-ish run of day 2 and the morning of the case between Tennessee and Megan Boswell. Sorry, my hair is attacking me. So let's hope that the judge came to a decision and we can get and move forward with the case. Considering that the jury is sequestered, I am sure they would like to be let go at some point someday. So hopefully we have got a game plan going, and Grandma is hopefully here and on fire. Welcome 80s Music Man OG and KLF and Alice G and Dennis, or Denise, sorry. Hooked on Phonics did not work for me. Interesting choice. The suit looks more professional, but the hair down again, I think, let's see. I think the long hair gives that appearance of youth and innocence, and the suit is a bit of a juxtaposition on that. It does seem a bit odd. I mean, I think the cardigan yesterday was softening if they are going for, kind of fragile, unstable, scared young lady. The suit, not so much. But, again, I am not a lawyerologist. Maybe they only had a couple of options and that was one of the options that was left over or they could use. Now, hopefully, we are done fighting. And oh my goodness, did he get his hair cut? Well, let's see. Ooh, we get to see the state seal. And I'm sorry, I never want to assume people have free time because I never do. So I never want to assume people have free time to go do court things for me. Oh, for the love of Cheetos. Are you ready or not? The state seal. There we go.
Reviewed the case law, I reviewed the rules all at the same time. So, over the break, I reviewed the case law, I reviewed the rules, and it breaks down with this.
Thank you.
It breaks down if it's in the sound discretion of the trial court, and I have to view the fundamental fairness of letting just part of the interview in versus letting the whole interview in. And reading the case law, I think one of the arguments by the state was, well, we didn't introduce the interview. We didn't introduce the video, the transcript thereof. The case law is clear that examination of the witness by a party is tantamount to introduction. So.
Okay, so it looks like the judge ruled that the state, in fact, did open the door to presenting the interview in full entirety to the jury. And I think this is something that the defense probably wanted because in this, allegedly, Megan is going to confess to possibly an accidental smothering or something like that. But she is also going to claim that her boyfriend was the one that actually placed Evelyn where she was found. So this might be something that the defense really wants to get in, and the state was just incredibly silly for opening the door, especially when it was a charge that they dropped. So it's kind of a forced error, I think, or unforced. Anywho's, it's one of them sports things.
for the fundamental fairness issue, I'm gonna find that the entire video is going to be allowed. Now, what that means is that the jury is going to see and hear from 17 minutes and 50 seconds to 41 minutes and 44 seconds. That's when Special Agent Fraley came into the room. They're going to hear, of course, then they leave. They come back at 55:15, and they're there until 1:05:28. And then after that, the officers leave, and she's either sitting there by herself or it's just an empty room. So my ruling, my decision is, Mr. Scott, when you cross-examine Special Agent Fraley, you're allowed to play that video to comply with the rule of completeness. All right?
Would you mind give me those times again so I don't mess it up?
17:50 to 41:44. 55:15 to 1:05.
So it looks like we might be getting the introduction of the video today.
And I think that to comply completely with that Rule 106 is not that you're just asking questions about what happened during those time periods. They need to see the video. That is, the case law says that where certain aspects are brought out by one party, the other party has the right to put the whole in. And that's what I want done. All right?
Okay. I'm probably gonna ask the same question, Judge, but I mean, do you want me to clip the video to just show that portion, or are you just gonna have Mr. Scott start us off with those particular?
I think because it'll have to be, well, here's the question. Are you gonna move, if you're not gonna move it into evidence, you can just play it, skip ahead and play it.
I'll have to move
If
you.
you wanna move it into evidence, then it needs to be clipped.
I'm not
So the parts that aren't played don't go back to the jury for their, there's no reason that jury needs to see her and her mama sitting there talking. Because there's nothing about
They
it.
won't be seeing that part. They'll change your opinion.
I am actually really impressed with how detailed the judge is. I mean, he had the timestamps ready. He, made sure that, anything that might be a little bit prejudicial or, even maybe crossing or nearing that line wasn't, given to the jury, like her talking to her mother or, times when she's alone. So I do like this judge, but please, for the love of all that is Cheetos and Flamin' Hot Cheetos, find the mic, dude. Find it.
So now the question is, who's gonna clip it?
I don't know how to
Not like that.
Do you want?
She asked me if we clipped it already, but we don't have a clip like that. So we have software to do it. It's just gonna
And Mr. Dillon,
Would you do that?
take a moment. So,
do you want this back?
yes, that might
You
help.
can reuse it.
Yeah.
We are at 1.25, so they're not.
Is there
What
anything else
in
we
the
can take up this
name of
morning
all that
for
is
the-
Hades? That is the neatest thing I've ever seen. Look at them glasses. Oh, no, I did the wrong thing. They just break in the middle. I love that I'm distracted by dumb
Is
things.
there anything else we can take up this morning before the jury comes in, before you go clip video?
I don't, did I just?
Ooh, I did not know
No,
that
no,
Reba was
I'm
dating
sorry.
again.
Jim, is there anything we can take up?
Nothing else to say.
We'll be in recess till 9 o'clock.
Yes, I believe we will
we'll
cover
open the
that
next
bit
meeting.
soon.
I'll try to get this done as quick as I can.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Court stands in recess.
All right. So you need to get, Agent Fraley, I think we were just beginning cross-examination, Special Agent Fraley.
Probably. Let me do that right now. He really does. And I think he was the principal at the school in Young Shelton.
One stand, please. You may be seated, thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I gave you certain admonitions yesterday before you left for the day. Does any juror have anything to report? If you do, raise your right hand. The record reflects that none of the jurors have raised their right hand. I believe we were beginning cross-examination. Mr. Snark?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We need to rant about this. I bought a case of the zero sugar. Now, I don't know if that tipped the scale into it tasting like cough syrup, but I cannot recommend the new blackberry Dr. Pepper. I am sorry. Maybe I got the zero sugar, so, maybe that was a bit of the issue because of the artificial sweeteners, but it was not my jam. Now, my son really liked it, so it was just too artificial. It really did taste like cold medicine to me, which was oddly scary.
Good morning, Mr. Fraley, how are you?
Good morning, sir. Fine, thank you.
I want to start where General Harper left off yesterday.
Okay.
You were asked, you conducted an interview of Megan February the 25th of 2000.
Yes, sir. Myself and Detective Licklider from the Sheriff's Department.
And in that interview, you talked with her about the child being dead
Yes, sir.
and some other things.
Yes, sir.
Judge, this time we'd ask to show that video.
So it does look like we're going to get Megan confessing to crime of a sort, I guess.
Megan, you may have held on with you. Go.
No.
Oh, God, there you in. You know this, okay. You know that. This is the last time. If you had, I believe, and we're going to go. Yeah, but don't leave me bring her on, man. Don't leave us on like this all too long. Okay, this is for your baby. This is.
Oh, for the love of all that is holy and unholy, could we possibly tape or record an interview on anything but other than a damn potato? Good Lord. Sorry, but I swear to goodness, crisp, clear picture, they sound like Charlie Brown's teacher. For the love of all that is unholy.
To give her property where she did.
So I believe that was her mother. Her mother was arrested in connection to trying to find Evelyn. Her mother, it's a bit of a convoluted story, but basically Megan's boyfriend slash beau with all the money was either letting her buy or use one of his cars. Now the mom took the car and went out of the state. So they got her on car theft and I believe some crystal issues, if you get my drift. So again, the part of my soul that can feel sorry for the little girl that Megan was with, a very dysfunctional family, I get that. But again, when you have a child, it becomes about protecting that child, not about yourself. Your trauma kind of has to take a little bit of a back seat, and you have to make sure that your child, attempt with all your heart that your child doesn't get the same trauma you had. Or at least that's how I look at it, but who knows? I mean, I'm not a momologist. I just continue to try to do it.
There's only two places I think the first should be. I think there's somewhere close to, I think she's somewhere at Dad's right now. Okay, his house?
Oh, I'll have to
Maybe
look into
somewhere like,
that.
you know, that like, the dog store. I think she's either there or she's somewhere at Dad's. And she's somewhere close. Underneath the dock at Hunter's? I don't know, she's underneath there, I'm just. Is that what you're trying to tell me? I'm not putting words in your mouth. That is just my theory, she has to be. No, I don't want, we're not working theories on it. You know her home. He says that she's somewhere close, so let you places I can think that he would take her. You're not honest with you? Okay, but you know this one. I don't know for sure. I'm trying to help you all. I swear I am at this one time. This is the ending. Okay, let's bring her home. So bring her home. There are a bunch of places I think that he would even have time to take her. Still not very long. Well, regardless of time, there has to be a reason that you know that. Okay, because that. He said she was somewhere close. In that time.
So I will say that this does help paint Megan as a fearful young lady. I mean, he is, kind of crowding into her space. He's not letting her get away with, sort of denials. So we are looking at the Reed technique, or, whatever the police decide to call it this time. But the defense is smart for playing this. This does portray Megan in much more of a vulnerable light. So, it is, it was a smart move for the defense to bring this up, especially when her lie fashion confessional, goes along with their theory that basically, Sarah Boone's it. It was an accident. I have no idea how it happened, kind of thing.
There's only X amount of places she could be. Okay, but you're specifically narrowed down those two places. Right? You know that. Help me with this, Megan. When he took her out with the driver, how was she dressed? You know that picture I have of her? She put her on
The practice.
Did she in the penguin suit? Is she wrapped up in her blanket? She was wrapped up in. Did you give her to him? Picked her up. You picked her up, or was she? On the bed. I held her for hours, I didn't want to let her go. And that's okay. We need to bring her home. Okay? We need to bring her home today. Just tell us where we can go get her.
Oh, for the love of... She did it again. You guys, there is nothing more grody to me. And yes, I am bringing that word back. I am going to make it happen, unlike fetch. But again, this particular move is so disgusting to me. And again, I know I shouldn't judge on petty things, but this is the Petty Express. And we are going to start a counter if she continues to do this, because it is going to literally hurt my soul. I want to wash myself off with Purell when she does that.
I think she's at. Okay, hold on. You held her for hours. Yeah. She was in what? Well, how was she dressed? You have a picture of me and her sitting outside the trailer, and she was probably into it, but not purple. Keep going. Yes. And she was wrapped up in a blanket. Like a dark colored blanket. A thick fleece blanket. And he took her from you? Where did he put her? What car was he driving? I read the car. Your red car? Did he put her in the trunk? I don't know. I didn't go out there. Did you go outside with him? No. What time of day was it? It was close to the dark. Was it close to dark, or was it dark? It was close to the dark. What day was it? I don't know what day it was, for sure, to be honest with you. So, how long was he gone? Less than an hour. Was it 15 minutes, or 30 minutes, or 45 minutes? Maybe like 45. And he kept saying she's super close, Papa. Did he ever take you back to where it was? Between then and now? This was in December. Early December. Was it?
Okay, so I will tell you as a mom, this doesn't ring true to me, and I'll tell you why. So if I try to put myself in her shoes, and I realized that my baby was gone, you would have to pry that child out of my clawed hands. I don't know if I would be able to give up my child. So, it really doesn't make sense that, a grieving, mother, and again, maybe this is just my perspective, but it really doesn't ring true to me that, again, if you've just lost your child, if you're dealing with a shock, I don't think you would be able to take a baby from a mother's arms. I don't. At least that's how I operate. She could be completely different. She seems to take motherhood as a, a la carte kind of thing. Like I can have a baby when I want to show it off on Instagram or Facebook. But, that real parenting, that sacrifice thing seems to be a little much for her. Allegedly.
After you started working at the
It was
chicken,
after Trevor.
how long after?
Not too long.
You started on Monday, right?
Right?
Was it Tuesday?
No, it was
Was it
a
Wednesday?
week or two after.
It was a week or two after.
It was hard to leave
Oh, 2
Fry.
weeks.
So about December 10th. What do you remember about that day? Did you wake up or what happened?
I don't know. I rolled over on her. I don't think I did. I think she did it. It was an accident.
So he was sleeping in bed with you? Was the three of y'all together? In the
She was
bed?
between us.
Okay.
I should have put her just off outside. I slept in there almost every night of her life before that, and I never once rolled over on her.
But when you woke up, she wasn't breathing. Is that what you're telling us?
Her head was like buried in her pillow and she wasn't breathing.
Okay. So, there. So you tell him, hey,
I was panicking. He was like, well, you can't be calling when we're both going
why
to
couldn't you
jail.
call someone
Because he said we were both going to go to jail if he didn't care of it.
for her? For her just rolling over, or you rolling over on him? Or on her?
I don't think I rolled over on her. I don't know if he did an accident or what. Like I said, I slept in there like her whole life before that. With her up against me right next to me. I never rolled over on her.
We need to bring her home, honey. You need that piece.
So, again, this might be just my biased perspective, but this seems like, okay, I'm going to analogize this when you're a kid and you kind of get caught, but you're not sure how much your parents know. So you confess to maybe the tippy top of the crimes that you've done, thinking maybe, I'll I'll confess to like a smallish crime and get a mild punishment so they don't find the big thing. She does seem to have had some sort of thought about how she was going to explain this, but it doesn't ring all the way true. Again, I'm just going from my perspective, but you couldn't take that child away from me. And if they're going to drop on her where the baby was found, the rage, I mean, these cops would have to hold me back if I found out that the man that I was shacking up with took my precious baby from me to take care of it and put her in a trash can. Like, these cops would have to hold me back, the rage I would feel. So, I don't know. Again, I'm not a bodyologist, so I'm sure they could tell you exactly where she's, not flinching right or, kibitsking right. So that's just my general opinion.
Mom needs that piece. Everybody needs that piece. We need that piece. Help us bring her home. You're the only one.
I told you all the only places I know he could have went.
Where? Name it.
My dad's in his house.
When you say your dad's, where are you talking about your dad?
I'm pretty crazy.
Because he wouldn't have taken her inside the house and said, hey, Tommy.
Well, I don't know. I just don't know.
I would take her back to Tommy's.
He said he was going to take her somewhere close.
See, I don't think you would have taken her to Tommy's. That's too much of a risk. Why would you do that?
I don't know.
What if your dad would call you?
The detective does bring up a good point. This is a fairly new relationship. Maybe her dad would be really suspicious if, new situationship manish man is going onto his property and, scuffling around in the playhouse. I'm going to tell you from Hill Chuck authority that, we don't take kindly to strangers on our property. So the detective does bring up a good point. Megan could go onto the property with, say, hey, Dad, this is storage stuff. I want to clean out my house, doing some stuff. And I'm sure that, that would raise no suspicion. So it does kind of lend credence to Megan being there, but, she is still continuing to say that her, man friend did it. Yeah, but look, we are hill chuck Appalachian Americans, and well, she is not with us. Look, being a hill chuck, being a hillbilly does not mean you have to be dirty, disgusting, and have trash just shoved everywhere and unclean. No, no, most of us take pride in the things we have because we work hard for them. I mean, look, I will say I'm not the world's best housekeeper. I am one person trying to keep up with 8 people. So I'm just, maybe I need a maid, y'all, or a Roomba.
I don't think she went there.
Look, can you all just please check? And then
We're going to check
everybody?
everywhere we believe she may be.
Okay.
But again, we need to understand where she's at.
I don't know for sure where she's at.
When you say for sure,
I just have guesses and I've told you two what they are.
and why has Hunter never spoke to you about this?
I don't wanna
When
know.
he came back, what did he say?
I'll put her somewhere close.
Did he say how he put her?
No, I
Did he
didn't
throw her in
want
the
to know.
trash can? Did he throw her in the lake? Did he bury her?
I didn't want to know.
What did he say?
Just that she was somewhere close and not to worry about it.
Megan, you've lied to us for 6 days now. I need you to be truthful with me today.
And
I
that
am
is
being
a,
truthful.
No, just hear me out, okay?
and that is going to be another hurdle that the defense is really going to have to work because she told so many stories. Why do we believe her now when her story is self-serving? I mean, that would be a question I would be asking as a juror. I would want to understand why suddenly she comes out with this truth because as a mom, I can tell you I suspect strongly that this is a concocted story because she is, again, sort of picking like, look, I'm in trouble a little bit, but let me explain, all right. And there is just something that doesn't ring true. Yes, absolutely. The maid would quit. Look, she'd take one look in my house and just say, burn it down.
I need you to be truthful with me today. We're getting there. We need her brought home. She don't need to be laying out in the woods in the cold anymore. She needs to be buried. She deserves that. You need to help us bring her home. Please. Tell us where she's at.
I don't know for sure. I really don't. I don't want to know.
I think you do, Maggie. I think you're scared to tell.
I don't. I told you the only 2 places I think she could be.
When you say the boat dock, what do you mean by the boat dock?
I don't know if maybe he buried her there or what.
Did he mention the boat dock?
No, but he said he took her somewhere close and he wasn't gone very long.
That's it. She made me do this. I was forced, you guys. We are at 6. We are at 6 of one of these. I have been counting. I am super petty, but this is gross, and we will keep track because no. No, no. That is why God invented Kleenexes, and there are some right there on that damn table right next to you. Daggone it. I swear to goodness. No home training, people. No home training.
Did he drive away with her? Was she placed in the trunk?
I don't know for sure.
You didn't look out the window.
No, I didn't want to.
Who did you call?
Nobody. I was scared to call anybody.
Did he call you while he was gone?
No.
And it was dark. Close to getting dark.
It was dark by the time he got back.
It was light when he left and dark when he got back. We need to bring her home. If she's laying out there somewhere, she deserves better than that.
I don't know. I told you the only 2 places I could think he could take her.
I don't know if this bothers anybody else, but boy, does it get my petty, my petty engine going. The fact that these two detectives and all the first responders have spent and expended more energy to find her daughter than this chick who is fake crying over here like, oh, I don't know, I don't even, like, I can't, like, it was so hard. Ma'am, you waited nearly 3 months to, you know, say that your daughter was missing. You went to Margaritaville. You went to Gatlinburg. I'm sure you went to Dollywood and got some bread pudding, which really sounds good right now. Damn it, I'm low on carbs. But don't you sit here and cry now when these gentlemen have expended energy for the last 17 days to find your baby you couldn't be bothered to, acknowledge was even missing. So spare me. You are sad you got caught. Ugh. Just, ugh.
What are you all gonna tell my dad?
Now, this is when Dirty Harriet Mo would come out, and I'd be like, all right, sweetheart, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave this room, and I'm going to let you sit here and think about the fact that you're probably going down for a murder charge of some degree. Now, when I get back, if you would like to actually help to find your daughter, then we can talk. But I'm going to let you sit in here and think about how you look in orange. Again, reason 11D12, I cannot be a police officer.
You go to search his property.
What should we tell?
I don't know.
She's buried on that property.
I don't know if she is or she isn't. I really don't know. There's a village places I know that she isn't the time to go to because
Let her take a shovel.
no.
Did he take a trash bag? Did he carry her out in that blanket, the box, or in the box? Jump into the
I
box?
stayed in the bedroom. I just had her wrapped up in a dark colored blanket.
How big was this blanket?
It was like a normal size, like fleece blanket.
So when you say wrapped her up, so you described it to me.
Like, you swaddle a baby.
Okay. So did you leave her face exposed?
That sounds stupid. I never heard me called her.
Listen, I would go full scale, old school, Dirty Harry. Like, we would have the wheel, force multiplier. I would start taking out, freedom seeds. I'd take my badge off and I'd say, look, I'm willing to screw my career. Don't test me. Again, with great power comes great responsibility, which is why I choose to go more shenanigans level, because I would go full Darth Vader. It'd be terrible. Look, I know I'd be Darth Vader. So that is why God keeps me, mired in guilt, so I don't reach my full potential of evil.
Wrapped up in a blanket.
So she was, the whole body was wrapped up.
Except for her face. You know you swaddle a baby. You know you swaddle a baby.
Mm-hmm.
So I wrapped it up. I didn't want her to be cold.
We don't want her to be cold anyway. She's still out there and we need to bring her home. And you can help us with that part.
There's a lot of places I'm trying to go look for it. I need that.
So let her doctor. Underneath Hunter's doctor.
We're just around the dog.
Okay?
No, thank you if he did take her to his house. He's not stupid enough to, just put her somewhere inside the house. Dad owns property right next to that place too.
How long did you hold her?
Okay, God bless the closed captionings, but I think they are just as confused as I am. I need a her translator, please. If someone could come in and explain her whatever she is saying, because even the closed captions are like, do what now? It is anyone's guess. Hopefully, on a serious note, hopefully the jury is able to understand all of this. The acoustics are better, the audio is better, so that they, again, have all the evidence to, render a fair and just verdict.
For a long time.
All day?
I didn't want to let her go.
How did you know she was dead?
Because she wasn't breathing. Her eyes were open.
Why? Nope. We are up to 7, you guys. That's it. Pretty much. She's up to 7. Again, I would like you to notice this beautiful box of tissues just right here on the table. But no, it is the hand to forehead to hair. And again, now we know how Sarah Boone's hair never moved. Yikes. All right, let's get through this because even the closed captions are confused.
Eyes were open.
Damn you, ma'am.
I tried to give her CPR, but she's already gone.
How did you try to give her CPR?
Mouth to mouth.
What else?
That's it. I just held her the leg.
She gagged or anything while you were trying to give CPR to her?
No.
How did she feel?
What do you mean?
Was she cold?
No.
She's still warm? What about the color?
She was
Was she blue?
No, not really.
What did she look like?
She was like covered. As the day went on, she got colder and put up there in the blanket, so I didn't want her to cold.
And you don't know what day that was?
No. I know it sounds bad, but I'm just trying to block it out of my memory as much as I can.
Where would you look at your day?
I don't know, it has a lot of property back in there.
Back behind his house? So where does that connect to? Where's the back of his property connect to?
I don't know. I don't know.
So
He knows that's what's there, there's that creek, and like right up to the asphalt, stuff like that.
is she in one of those asphalt piles?
I don't know, I really don't.
Is there a lot of asphalt piles on his property?
I don't know if there is any or not.
So I've not been out there, I don't know, I'm asking. Again, that's what I'm trying to do, Maggie. Help us bring her home. She don't deserve another night out there in the cold and alone. She needs to be brought home.
I don't know, I really don't.
I call BS. Again, so say this was all an accident. You would want somewhere to visit your child. And when, said, oily, greasy bohunk or situationship man comes back, you'll probably ask, hey, if I wanted to lay flowers or I wanted to go visit her, where would I go? Now, I call BS. Again, as a mom, it's going to eat at you. It's going to eat at you to the very core of your being. I mean, 3 months, 4 months, and, she's running out doing vacations and stuff. And please, let's not use the old chestnut of grief affects people differently. I get that. But I can tell you that 99.9% of moms would be catatonic in the closet, just praying for the days to, and praying for this next second to end, so they don't have to feel this incredible pain. So I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna call a no on this one and say this is all BS.
I don't know if he took her in the trash can or not. When he came back and was gone, I didn't want to ask.
Sarah, Letitia, was Eduardo there? Did he, take a suitcase too? Interesting that we're now throwing out a trash can when we weren't prompted about a trash can at all. Where did a coinky dink? She is like Miss Cleo. She just pulled this out of the thin air. She's like, there could be a trash can involved, but I don't know nothing, Your Honor. Daggone it, when you're not smart enough to realize you slipped and said something that only the unaliver or the person that placed the body would know.
Your trash can and the trailer was gone.
I didn't want to ask.
Was there a dumpster anywhere that close?
I don't know, you have to look.
No, to when you live there. What did you normally do with your trash?
Took it to the road and the trash can.
So you said took the trash can, the inside trash can, the outside trash
The
can,
inside.
just when you go to the kitchen.
I don't know if he took it with him or not, I didn't want to know.
You said you sit there and looked at her
Yeah.
when you woke up and she wasn't breathing, trying to give her CPR. What did her eyes were open? Were they bloodshot?
No.
Were there any bruising around her eyes?
No.
She just looked like she always did, just like she was at peace asleep.
No, her eyes were open.
Her eyes were open. Not bloodshot or bruised.
Not really, no.
Because I can't help but think that's probably a lasting image that you think about Evelyn. So you know her bloodshot eyes were bloodshot or not, or black, and you're not saying they were.
No.
Okay, that they were just open.
I didn't want to let her go. She wasn't cold, and when she started getting cold, I wanted to wake her out there, so I didn't want her to go home.
What woke you up? Was she choking or crying?
No. I just woke
Or
up.
kicking?
No.
All right, you guys, if we get to 20, I will get an adult beverage because I can't.
If we talk to Hunter, what will he tell us?
The same thing he's been telling you. He's never met Evelyn because he told me not to tell anybody that he would go back to jail.
If he has never met Evelyn,
So this is the 25th of February. I do believe that they have found the body at this point because the 25th of February is the day they found the body. My guess is this is after they found her. So they're just trying to get, her to say trash can and other things, again, to link her to this. But I do believe that the body has been found at this point. So they are, trying to get her to understand that that things are up, or they're very close to. But this is the agent that found the body, the one in blue that's kind of off screen. So this might have been earlier in the morning when they got the call from Tommy Boswell, and then they did. Now, I don't believe she knows. And I will have to double check on when this time period happened and if they'd actually found the body, because that might be something that it really is, pertinent.
how do we make that connection that he has?
I don't know.
Was he ever out in public with her? During this time, how long had you all started dating?
Not long.
Talking about not long, like a week?
Yeah.
A couple of weeks, a
A week.
month? So prior to you starting at the chicken shack, you
No, I didn't know her.
didn't know him.
No.
So the first day you met him was an interview for that job?
Yeah.
When was that?
I don't know.
You started on Monday.
Right.
Okay, just for all of you out there, do not dip your wick in the company ink, even if he does own the chicken shack. There you go. From Mo, all the wisdom. Although, if he does make extra crispy, marry that man up, okay? I mean, there are two different, paths you can choose.
I think it was a couple
The
days
day
before.
before, like on Friday or Saturday?
It was probably like a day or two before.
Did you go there in person and fill out an application?
Yeah. Evelyn said the
And that's the
door was
first
locked
time?
by Bailey.
Okay, and that's the first time you ever saw him? What happened?
I just filled out an application, that's it.
Did he ask you out on a date? When I'm
No,
getting
not until I started working there.
So you started working, you said, okay, you're hired. You started working on December 2nd, on Monday, correct? And then start starting at work. And tell me what happened, Joe, on a date, Monday night, Tuesday,
I
tell me
don't
about
remember
it.
the day, I really don't.
Whatever day, whenever you say the first day after the application, that was the first time you met him. You started working, we said, we know that's on a Monday, that's easy. Y'all started flirting at work. Did y'all go out Monday night, that first night?
No, I don't remember what night we went out. I'm just being honest, I really don't.
Okay. But at some point, he started staying with
Okay.
you at the camp, or the trailer.
So December 6th is the last known confirmed time that anyone other than Megan saw baby Evelyn. Very convenient that, right as she finds this new beau who owns, the chicken shack and might help her move on up, that, her daughter suddenly goes missing. Not suspicious at all. But again, that could be what we call a motive. She might be going Susan Smith on us.
Just one night.
He stayed one night. Then you said he stayed a couple more nights.
I didn't say that.
You said he'd slept together.
Just the one time.
Said y'all slept together in the bed with her between.
Me and him.
Not with her.
She slept in between us.
And so I'm saying, you said you'd done that a couple of nights and then.
No, I thought.
Did I just hear that they did married time stuff with a baby in the bed as well? Or I hope they were talking about just sleeping, because look, again, as Appalachian Americans, as rural Americans, we do not claim her. This is a whole new level of all right? But do what now? Let's go back again, because I'm trying to, again, they recorded this on a ham sandwich, so let's go back and see if the closed captions maybe kind of understand this.
I didn't say that.
You said he'd slept together.
Just the one time.
Said y'all slept together in the bed with her between.
Me and him.
Not with her.
She slept in between us.
And so I'm saying, you said you'd done that a couple of nights and then.
No, I said I've done it 1,000 times where she slept with me. Like her whole life, she slept with me in bed.
And then the one night he stayed was the first night he met her, correct?
I mean, no, he'd seen her like in the car with me at the chicken shack.
Okay.
Again, unsolicited life advice from Mama Mo, and don't take this as I have never made mistakes, okay? But as one, former single mama to, well, not this chick, but everyone else, do not invite random people to meet your children before you have done a background check or really trust them. Do not upheaval your kiddos' lives with, relationships that might not last. Again, I have not always practiced what I preached, but take it from me, it is, a better way to do things sometimes. Again, do as I say, not as I did. And thank you, DK Cripple, for helping me with that clip. I tried my darndest and it just was not coming out at all.
Like a couple days when you went to get the application, when you applied with Bailey.
Mm-hmm.
And
I came to measure the parking lot. They wanted it redone. I had her in the car with me.
when was that?
I don't know a day.
But you told these guys the other day, y'all went through a timeline. I think I wasn't in there. But y'all went through a timeline.
I don't remember what day I measured the parking lot. I really don't. The day they opened, I came back to the drive-thru after I left, and she was in the car with me too, in the back seat.
I mean, you give me some real crispy drumsticks and some potato wedges. I mean, and if you especially cook them in peanut oil, well, hello, Mr. Chicken Shack Man. Just as you think this case can't get any more stereotypical people of Walmart, we add the Chicken Shack Man because, again, why not?
In the car seat. The pink and gray one you all have.
We do.
Do you think he took her in that trash can?
I don't know, but it was gone. I never wanted to know.
And that's the only two places.
I don't know where else it's close. I think my dad owns his store.
See, he's a kind detective, so I would have really dug in there. I think that is a soft spot for her. So I would have said, so you were okay with your baby being put in a trash can? You were really okay with that. She went from your loving arms to a trash can, and you're fine with that. You are fine. You wanted him to take care of that. So you're okay with her, final resting place being a trash can. All right. Well, I'm going to let you sit and think about that. I've got some stuff to do. We're going to go searching around. You sit and stew on that. Again, I am not kind to people that are terrible to children, and I think she is lying out of her behind hole. So I would be extra salty. And welcome, Rossman Ranch.
Storage units across from the trailer. You know what I'm talking about?
I do. Does Hunter have a storage building rented from him or something there?
No, but I mean,
Or do you?
no, they're abandoned.
What would he put the baby in there?
I don't know, you are asking me guesses, I'm giving them to you. He likes the lake a lot.
Does he have a boat or anything like that?
He used to.
When you talk about the boat dock, you mentioned boat dock. What do you mean by that? Does he own a boat dock or?
They're behind his dad's house. If you go to 1770 Point Drive and look in the back door, there's 3 huge ass boat docks. I promise you, you will not miss them. They're wide.
Ah, look, amazing. We went from grieving mother and terrified to, you better go look. I mean, there's a big old pile of dirt. Interesting. Very interesting, because again, most parents would be paralyzed with grief and barely able to function, but you're managing to pull out a snotty attitude. I'm gonna let you see how that works out for you, sweetheart.
That's
Have you
one.
been to that house?
I-
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I did.
Okay.
But of those 3 huge ones that you had, which,
I don't know.
where would you think?
I really don't know, to be honest with you. The only thing I think of is maybe put her in the lake or something.
You think you would walk in from there and walk down to the lake?
What do you mean?
What do you?
There's no water there right
Well,
now.
that's what I'm saying. You would have to walk down the dock and walk to the lake.
Or you can get to the lake not too far from my trailer. Because the
Oh,
lake,
you know what?
Part before my dad.
Is there a place you can drive down
Sorry about that.
from there?
I really don't know.
How to-
Isn't there like an access, something on Sugar
That's
Hall?
what I'm asking. I don't know.
There is. You're talking about the ramp, the new ramp they built down there? There is. You talking about the one on Sugar Hollow, or you talking about the one on the Long Bridge? Just before the bridge. They built a new ramp down there.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Okay. Which one are you talking about on Sugar Hollow?
Well, I just passed the one that's just Sugar Hall access part.
Okay.
Thank you for letting me talk to my mom.
You're welcome. Let us participate in your rest. Okay? You come off of that part. All right, we talked.
Those are the only places I know for you all to go to work, I swear.
You're positive.
Positive.
Because, listen,
Those are the only places you can
so
get there.
you're telling me all these other stories that you've told me. All those before, those are lies. But this is the truth.
This is the
Oh, he is
God.
holding back the knife
Okay, that
hand.
timeline, all the dates that you gave, all that stuff prior, and all that stuff was made up. And why do you want to come clean now? What benefit do you have?
That is the $1,000,000 question. I'm gonna take to save my own ass for 5,000, Alex. I mean, that's my guesstimation, but my magic 8 ball is broken, so again, that is speculation. Well, more like snarkulation.
I don't, but you talk to me. Be honest with me.
Is it for me or is it for your baby?
I'm not baby, but you're the one who were like, hey, like, it's been going on long enough, you know what I'm saying?
It's time to put an end to it. You have no idea.
I told you the only place that I think you could have went in that short time frame.
I'm gonna step in here. I'm gonna try to look in the map for most places.
If you bring me a map, and I'll try to mark on it where I think.
You agree, thing?
Uh-huh.
All right, I'm gonna grab a chair. Here we got some maps. Let's see here. We got that one. We got this one. Okay, 543 Muddy Creek. Is that his dad's?
Yeah, you know what I do wonder, and I do think would have been effective on her. And again, I'm not a interrogationologist or anything like that, but I can tell you she is really, really immature. She is probably stuck at maybe 14, 15 as far as maturity. And the worst thing that my mom would do when I was at that age was just be silent, because every second that ticks by that she is just sitting there, kind of, and you all know this, your anxiety, that little bead of back sweat just falling down the crack of your behind, because you are like, oh my God, she knows, she knows. Oh, she is, oh, holy hell, she is not buying that story. And if you are, full of anxiety, you start to talk because you want to fill that silence. That silence is really loud. So now, I know that they are skipping parts as far as when they left her alone, but I do think for her, just in my unprofessional opinion, had they utilized silence or leaving her alone, I think that they might have gotten a more truthful answer, or at least more spilling of details that only someone who had put Evelyn out there would know. Because she's not that smart, and when she gets anxious, I think she would spill more.
No, that's not. This is his dad.
Okay, so we got 3 maps here. So here, just take this. And again, I know they're kind of small. This is that's where you were staying, I think, right? That's the
Yeah,
track.
this is Buffalo Road.
Okay, this is Sandy Point Street.
Yeah.
This is Muddy Creek Road. And this is where your trailer was, right? Is that right
Yeah.
there?
Well, where's the access park on Sugar Hole Road?
So
Is this it right here?
You got Sugar Hollow, and then you should have the Ball Bridge here.
Maybe there's Sugar Hole Road the way. Okay, so right across from here, there's like a storage building, like going back up towards that, whatchamacallit.
but you said those are
Okay, court for cereals, you cannot get audio to play that doesn't sound like the Muppets, Swedish Chef, but I can hear someone just a shuffling papers, just crickle, crackle, ASMR. That's it. When I become Empress of the Pettyverse, I am making sure that every single courtroom has a young AV person from the local high school. Because holy God, why?
empty, right? Or
It's
who's on
just
those?
like, I don't know.
Okay.
I thought my dad might have gone to the trailer.
You just mark wherever you think, like I said, you'd mentioned that he had just a limited amount of time.
Well, those are the only places I think on this map.
Okay,
that
but
really
you
want
just
to.
mark where,
This is like the storage unit.
and is that the boat dock?
That's an access part of Sugar
Where's
Hole.
his dad's house? Is that here?
Yeah. Well, I don't know anywhere else except for there and Muddy Creek.
Okay, well, just mark that, mark what that is, boat docks, put your lakes down. Is his,
Now, Evelyn was found at her father's property off of Muddy Creek Road. So this might again be another way to try to elicit, some incriminating statements, basically having her say, well, it could be here and it could be here. Notice that on the Muddy Creek one, she immediately zeroed in on a storage unit. Now, that could be completely innocent because she could know that when you put things in the storage unit, they kind of cease to exist. They become just kind of a corroded trash pile as per the pictures. But it's also interesting that that was the first thing that she annotated on any of the pictures. Again, I'm not a psychologist, so I don't know what that means, but it seems sus to me.
So I just put Randy's house.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Anything else you
Oh,
can think
for
of?
heaven's sake, ma'am, there are Kleenexes. Learn, learn.
And if you don't care, just mark, I don't think storage. I think from what you're telling me, if she's in one of these two places, so just write what she was wearing, if you don't care. And that, just whatever, what'd you say her clothing was? Was it her little jumpsuit,
Yeah,
purple fleece,
sleeper.
and a sleeper, or was she wrapped up in a blanket? Now those, hey, this might be hard for you. Write down how she was. Her eyes open. Just like she was sleeping, right? No bloodshot, but they were open. She was warm.
Okay, no way in hell. Okay, and I am telling you as, a 6-time mom, but there is no way in hell I could sit there still, not hysterically sobbing, because that image would be seared into my soul. It would be the moment that my heart broke in two. I could not, I could not write it down. I would have to say, "Can you please write it down?" I mean, I don't even know if I could get through it without crying, without, doing like the hysterical, like, when kids really get worked up and they kind of do the hiccupy breathing. I mean, there is no way I could sit there, and write down how my baby looked when she passed. And again, I know we're going to hear the old canard of everyone grieves differently. Yes and no. I think that all mothers, and I do mean mothers of the heart and mothers, biological mothers, when you take that a child into your heart and you become, a bonus mom or, an adopted mom or a mama, we all have nightmares about this. This is our worst nightmare. And for her to sit there and calmly write it down, that has to be a big tell. Again, as a juror, as a mother, in fact, I hope the defense did not allow any mothers on the panel, on the jury, because I can tell you that this is in no way how I would react. And people wonder why I am full of the petty for her. Because again, there are women who would give up everything, 10, 15 years of their lives, beauty, health, just to have a child, and she threw it away. So, no, just no.
And all her color was like, she wasn't blue or gray or anything like that, right? Okay. All right. And that would have been 1st of December, okay?
Look, I'm kind of like a superhero. I am going to try to make a little meme like superhero character. It's going to be A for, well, not for Alcoholics Anonymous, but for Asshole Avenger. Because, yes, a-holes need to be taken down just a peg or two. And I am, you know what, the conductress of the Petty Express. So I, volunteer as tribute.
Is that right? Like the first week,
Second week, probably.
second week. And that's December.
That's it. She's going to make me drink.
Anything else you can think of? Anybody else you think Hunter may have told? His best friend, his, I mean, I'm just asking, you may or may
The only
not.
person I know that he's really close to is his mom.
Do you think she knows anything?
His mom would defend him like to the end of the earth.
Okay.
Because I know exactly he's gonna be like, well, I didn't have anything to do with that. He's gonna go back to jail, and his mom like sent him for.
That's usually what moms do. Now, good moms, if your son is screwing up and he is an adult, then you let him learn from his mistakes and hope he gets, a little life experience and doesn't drop the soap. But yes, real mothers would go to the end of the earth to protect their children. You're kind of confused about that because you didn't get the whole memo, but there you go. Yeah, most mamas would go to the end of the earth. Now, some mamas want to excuse their, children's bad behavior until they're what, 46? Now, I'm not that type of mama, but, look, you can't fix everything.
For him on whatever the hell he says to her.
What else he been in jail for?
I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't.
Yes.
All right. Let me go out here. Do you need to leave, or you want to hang out here? What do you want to do?
Well, I can't leave.
Huh? Why not?
I figured you all were going to arrest me after I told you.
For what?
For withholding information.
Why would we arrest you?
For withholding information and impeding an investigation.
Well, here's how this works, and again, I'm not talking to you much, but I need you to understand. Number one, I need you to
Hey, sweetie Megan, come here real quick. Right. Come over, Mama Mo. No, a little closer, a little closer. The cops are not there to help you. Now, I am fully excited and happy and hysterically glad that I get to, just snark-aversity you. But it's called the Fifth Amendment. You should have at least tried to stay silent because you really have nothing smart to say, okay? Again, there is, a motto I have lived by. Well, not that you can tell with all the Moisms, but it is better to be thought a fool and keep your mouth shut than to open it and remove all doubt. Just throwing that out there, wisdom,
understand that I'm not going to lie to you about anything, okay? That's not what I'm in the business of doing. I need you to understand, too.
Wow, I need to learn how to tell fibs like that. I'm not here to convict you. I'm just here to help you. He said that with a straight face. Look, I wish I could do that, but my face is all caps, bold underline, and it just wouldn't work out. I'd be like, I'm here to protect you. Look, the face gets weird. Like, it just tells on me all the time. I can't play poker, mostly because I can't remember the rules. But there you go.
That we confer with the DA's office, okay? Before we make any kind of decision like that, that's out of our hands. But I need you to understand that I can help you, okay? You've not helped yourself at all during this whole ordeal. You know that. You're not done. No way in shape or form are you done, mate.
Facts not in evidence as to the assertion that she is not dumb. Again, facts not in evidence, objecture. I can be a pretend lawyer too. I'm like Lionel Hutz.
You're smarter than this, than what you've let on. You have lied repeatedly, more times than we. And to be honest, didn't you go on the news last night and say that TBI? Who?
Christy.
You go on the news last night and tell that TBI is not doing our job. You've been up here 100 times.
She absolutely did. I did cover her interviews with the press in which she basically called out TBI in full brat mode, in full 15-year-old, I'm going to tell you exactly what I can do because I'm smart. Basically, I told them where my baby was, and if they don't go get her, I'll go get her myself. I mean, again, full on brat mode, and had the audacity again to squeeze out a couple tears but then put on the full brat, persona. Again, that is not something you can do when you are debilitated with grief, like you would be if you were a real mom, sweetheart.
How many TBI agents you see running around? How many Sullivan County investigators you see running around? How many FBI agents you see? We are breaking our backs to bring her home. Then you go out there and do that. That bothers us. But again, we're not in it for anything but to get and bring her home. And you hold the key to that. So with that being said, we're the only ones that can help you. And what I mean by that, and I want you to hear me out, what I mean by that is that when we talk to that DA's office and when they say, hey, what did she, well, they're going to say, hey, because we have talked to her, we know she's lied for 6 days now, 5 days, whatever it is. I haven't seen her. Many of us have not seen a full night's sleep in well over a week because of this. But when they go to and say, hey, what did she tell you other than the lies? Because how many lies have you told us? How many? Dozens? Just say it. Let me help you. I'm here to help you. How many lies have you told us? A lot.
Megan, this is Admiral Akbar telling you that this is a trap. But again, just for you, I will go ahead and resend my all cops, don't trust them. And I encourage you to freely talk to these police officers for so long.
Every day you talk to us, right? I need to go to him, the DA, and say, look, I get it, she lied. She was a scared mother who didn't know what to do. Okay? But today, when he and I were in here and talked to us, when you first talked to him, she started to tell us the truth. That truth is what's going to be able for me and him to go to the DA and say, hey, we know she told all these lies. She's telling the truth now. We can help her. We'll go to bat for her. And that's what we're willing to do, is to go to bat for her. Regardless of how many lies you told, we can start.
Hey, sweetie Megan, the cops have absolutely no bearing on what you get charged with. This man is lying out his ass. But again, I am not here to help you, so he's totally telling the truth, 100%. Cops tell the DAs what to do. That is exactly what happens. This advice is only for Megan. Also, this heifer's passport has never even been in a zip code resembling an area near the truth. Like, her baggage claim has not even reached, like, truthiness town. Or her truth. This woman has never even seen, like, a lie she doesn't like. Let's be real.
Over right now. And I can go back and you say, hey, look, she was scared. We just need to bring her home. Like, you need to help us do that. This is a start. But you should, again, you just need to understand my perspective. You've been lied to before. How did it make you feel?
Bad.
And that was over probably something trivial.
Again, I think that the detectives have judged her maturity, because he's speaking to her like she's 12, 13, 14. Although her answer is like my 6-year-old, or when he was 6, my youngest, most feral. She shows a gross lack of perspective. And we see this in a lot of our cases. She, again, failed to see her daughter as a human. So she was genuinely shocked when people were worried about her, existence. When people started asking, it was more of an annoyance because she didn't anticipate anyone noticing she was gone for, I'm guessing for Megan, she probably assumed she would have a year or two because that's her maturity level. And she doesn't, and didn't see her daughter as a person. Because again, if she was able to see her daughter as a person, she would realize that the grandparents, friends, family would start asking questions. This would not have blindsided her, to the point that she kind of lost the plot. So this is very interesting how she, again, can't perceive how this is going to be taken. She can't read the room, and this is, again, something that we see in a lot of our cases. But it always shocks me that these people never seem to realize that their victims are, in fact, fully formed adults with lives outside of them. Again, this is a very childlike way to view the world. It's not important to me, therefore it's not important to anyone else. Children think like this. They lack the ability to put themselves in another person's shoes, to empathize. Everything is self-focused. And, that is normal for a young child because they're trying to figure out where they are placed in the world. And as you mature, you should, kind of turn away from self-focus to focusing on how are my interactions affecting other people. You gain that maturity. So sort of, in theory, don't act like an asshole all the time. You start to learn these things. You can, to a certain extent, understand how another person would feel in a situation. She lacks that ability, and that might be a factor of, her childhood being disruptive and incredibly dysfunctional. But again, this is a clear blind spot that really indicates a lack of an emotional maturity. Again, I am not a doctorologist. I just pretend to be one on the internet. So take this with a ramen noodles packet worth of sodium salt.
Boyfriend lied to you about going out with a girl or something like that. We're trying to bring her home. Dozens of guys out here and women out here, and in Quantico, Virginia, Nashville, Tennessee, and Atlanta, Georgia, are all working this thing. That's all we're working right now. To bring her home. Help me tell the DA she was finally the key that brought Evelyn home. I need you to be honest with us. Can you be honest with us?
I am being honest with you.
Is there any place other than here that she is that you know of?
Not that I can think of.
Okay.
I will tell no one.
Anything else you think might be important? Anything else you want to tell us? Okay. Where do you want to go? What do you want to do?
I mean, I can't go.
You're not under arrest. I say all that to say that to be clear. You're free to go. Just tell us if you want to hang out here, that's fine. We'll continue to help you out. But again, the lies are over.
Megan, this is when you should have attempted to leave. I mean, not for nothing, but that is when you should have attempted to leave. Like, you are free to go. Okay, bye, see ya. See you later.
We can't help you unless you tell the truth.
I am telling the truth.
Okay.
You want to go outside?
Can I just stay here?
Yes, if you need anything, you know, come in the door.
Is Angie here?
Who?
Angie?
She is.
Can I stay with her?
Want to sit with her in here?
Can I stay with her in her office, or do I have to sit here?
You'll be fine.
Just sit tight. You've got food here, is that okay? Is that right?
Thank you.
Okay, doofus, let's see what you say. And
Agent
okay.
Fraley.
Full disclosure, the defense attorney is being a zealous advocate for his client. I will be going over and breaking down his opening statement because I think that he obliterated any chance for the jury to find sympathy with his client. There were better ways to get in front of the bad facts in this case, acknowledging them and acknowledging his client's shortcomings without being as crass and boorish and just generally dismissive of the fact that Evelyn had passed. It was incredibly crass. So he has, in fact, gone on my ish list. But I'm going to attempt to be non biased and give him a new chance because today is a new day. But he is walking in rest and douche faction, and I'm going to go ahead and guess that he is going to piss me off again. But that's just an idea.
So is that a fair and accurate depiction of your interview with Megan Boswell?
Yes, sir, it is.
Judge, I would move that as the next exhibit.
Ooh. And we need to take a stop. Glamont has gone with a more tussled look today. We are matching. We also have some beautiful golden hoop earrings, a couple of cute little necklaces, and she, again, looks like she just does not really like the defense attorney, but we will be looking for the subtle snark and side eye.
Judge, may I approach the court reporter?
Okay, Grandma effing hates this dude. Look at this face. And I'm sorry, this is not a speed run. This is a shenanigans run. But I need y'all. We needed an instant replay and a Mo does John Madden, close up of this. Because I need you to see the dagger side eye that she gives this man when he tries to go up to her.
Judge, may I approach the court reporter?
Y'all, look at that damn face. Ooh, if looks could kill. Grandma, I volunteer as acolyte. Please teach me your ways. I bow down to you. I may be, the conductress of the Petty Express, but madam, you are the empress, and I bow down to you. Again, snaps for snark. Did you see how fast he ran away from her? Again, Grandma will make you pick your own hickory stick switch. So watch out for Grandma.
Agent Fraley, I want to, go back over some of the things she told you. You testified on your direct examination that she had told you she knew the baby was dead, not missing.
Correct.
Now, I didn't really see that initial thing in the video. Was that somewhere else? I mean, it's obvious from the context of what you all are talking about, but had that happened before that video?
Yeah, and in my notes, she'd also talked to other investigators, and that was the first day of the 6 days or whatever day we were on that she told us that she was dead instead of missing.
Okay, do you know when did she tell you or did she tell someone else?
It was in other interviews, and again, we were all working together.
Okay.
And it, she'd, like I said, she'd talked with other investigators, but that was the first day. And then after that was revealed, that's when Detective Licklider and I brought her into this room and started talking to her again, trying to clarify.
Just so we can clarify a few things for the jury, I think it becomes apparent, but there's a lady in a jail uniform as this video starts.
Yes, sir.
That's Angela Boswell.
That's her, Megan's mother.
And
Yes, sir.
You all had arranged for her to be brought to the sheriff's department to meet with Megan?
Yes, sir. She asked to meet with her, and was able to do that.
And then as the video starts out, you start talking about he back a lot, and later the name Preston or Hunter Wood comes. Is that the he you all are talking about throughout that video?
Yes, sir, it is Hunter Wood that we referred to as her boyfriend.
And at some point, I guess the other thing I noticed in the just so that for the jury's context, in the video, you all refer to her as Maggie.
Yes, sir. Her name's Megan, but she was called Maggie. I think she told us that's what her nickname was from her real name.
That's what her family called her.
Yes, sir, that's correct.
There. So she provided you with several locations that she thought the baby could be in.
Yes, sir.
And one of those was Tommy's property.
Yes, sir.
I didn't do that. Okay, let's. Okay, what in the name of. Oh, are you
The
kidding
trash
me?
can was not exactly as you found it.
Believing that Evelyn might be in that trash can, but like I said, my best recollection is that was the way it was when the door was open and we first saw that.
Okay. At some point after picking the trash can up, was it placed back in the same position for more photos?
I believe, yes, sir, it was.
Okay, so some of the photos we saw yesterday, the trash can was not exactly as you found it. It was to the best of your ability to put it back. Is that fair?
Yes, and this probably, well, I don't want to probably, but yes, that is.
The defense is raising a good point here. I mean, if he can, raise into doubt how they found the scene, even if it's something innocuous, they took a picture prior to moving the trash can, then, they didn't differentiate which was the original. Again, this might be a sticking point for one of the jurors. They might have very low tolerance for, the state appearing to make things up. And even if it is, an honest sort of mistake, it could be a real trigger for someone on the jury. And the defense might know that. They might, be hoping that it is something like that. And if you can't trust the original crime scene, photos, can you trust anything the state says? So this is a good, thing for the defense to do. I still think that there is a snowball's chance in hell that she gets found not guilty. Now, I will eat the s'mores ramen noodles that I saved over for a challenge if this chick gets off not guilty, because I've talked so much smack. But I kind of think I'll be safe.
Correct. It was moved and then replaced. And then, like I said yesterday, we stopped and made some phone calls after we confirmed or believed that to be Evelyn's body.
And the trash bag, the black trash bag, that's ultimately where Evelyn's body is found.
Underneath, it looks like, yes, there was a black trash bag on top of the one that's in there.
Where did you find the body? And what I mean by that is, did you find the body in the trash can after you had removed it? I'll give you a pointer if you
okay.
need that. After you had
Thank you.
removed the trash can from the building, or were you still in the building when you found the body?
Best I can remember, sir, was, like I said, we opened that door and we saw those items. Now we had the knowledge of, she had said that there was maybe to look for a trash can. So that
Okay.
that alerted us. Red flag went off.
All right. So, given the context of what he's saying, they had not found the body during when she is doing this interview. So, when she had said trash can, that probably, raised their antenna when they found the playhouse. So, I will say, there we go. We got confirmation that this was prior to them finding the body. So they kind of went to these disparate places. Again, also Tommy Boswell did call saying that the police needed to search, specific areas, including the playhouse of his property. And they did have this sort of trash can nugget from her.
If you will. That time, I think I removed some items on top of that and maybe moved the can, but like I said, once I felt the can, it had some significant weight to it, more so than a regular trash can has household trash in it. Removed some items off the top of that, and then that's when I first saw the leg of Evelyn's body. Like I said, maybe replaced it or resituated best I can, stopped what we were doing, and made the appropriate phone calls.
So you say you replaced it.
Set it back, yes, close to.
Set the trash can back in. Did you set the stuff back in the trash can that was on top of the body?
I don't recall putting those items back on top. I think once those items were removed, and some of the items I remember specifically, there was a bread bag, an empty bread bag that was in that top portion of the trash, and I recall it having a September 2019 expiration date, which again alerted us that, hey, this wasn't there like the rest of that stuff I testified to was obvious to me. It had been there for years. And now you had these couple bags of trash in this can that looked out of place or looked more recent. And I think, after seeing that, opening that bread bag with that date, obviously that date gave us an idea that this was a window of time that was recent, that fit close to the proximity that Evelyn was reported missing.
Okay. So the black trash bag in Exhibit 17, it appears to be pressed down in the trash can. Is
Yes,
that correct?
sir. Yes, sir.
So at some point you took it out of the trash can.
Yes, sir. That was, as I best recall, that was the first thing removed from that can.
Agent Fraley, I'm going to show you what's been marked as Exhibit 15.
Okay.
Is that the same black trash bag?
Yes, sir. As best I recall, you could only see that portion in that last picture, and that's after it's kind of been opened
Okay.
to inspect the contents inside.
Okay. So that picture was taken after you open the door, obviously. You take the trash bag out of the can, or did you?
I can't recall if I did or not. Like I said, I think I did, because to inspect the bigger bag that was.
I do wish, and this really does point out that, the use of body cams is a great tool, because then we would have had, the exact, placement of everything. And I can imagine that this is a traumatic experience for him. So it might be hard for him to recall certain things, but that, bread bag is, etched in his mind, because that's kind of how our brain tries to protect us. But if we had, body cams, or if they had had body cams on, unfortunately, it's one of those hindsight 2020 things. But I do appreciate when, officers or, agencies use body cams for this exact reason.
Down in the bottom of the can with Evelyn's body.
Okay, did you place the black trash bag back in the can?
I can't recall if I did or not. Like I said, once we confirmed that was Evelyn's body, or what we believed to be, we stopped. But I can't remember if I placed it back in there or set it to the side.
Now, I assume there's a protocol to how you all would handle a scene like this. Could
Yes.
you walk me through that?
Well, typically, like I said, this was a looking for Evelyn's body, because based off of what the phone call had come in to come there to search for items that he had said had been brought there and placed in the yard barn. We found those items. I think Special Agent Gratz and Haraz with the Sheriff's Department started looking, inspecting, and made the decision to take that. And then the process of that led us to just to look in the playhouse where we found these items. So for protocol, I guess there's not a checklist to start looking. But once items are found, the protocol is to photograph those, bag those, seal those bags, mark those bags, and ultimately send them to our TBI labs for examination.
And I assume the protocol would be not to contaminate other pieces of evidence there. You want to keep everything as separate as possible.
As best we can.
You described a situation where you all placed her body on a clean body bag.
Yes, sir.
And I think you said y'all put wax paper on the porch prior to doing
I
that.
think it was like butcher paper, this rolled butcher paper, then the body bag on top of that, and then as we were removing the contents of the trash can, it was onto the body bag.
The black bag, when you inspected it, anything significant in it?
Like I said, the only thing that sticks out is that bread bag with the date. Kind of, like I said, that other stuff had been there for years, it appeared to me, and the others. And this appeared to be
Isn't it funny when our fur babies are, our bosses instead of the other way around? Dingus has been needing all the attention, and now Thor is jealous. So I have not really had a cat-free moment except for right now when I shut the door before they could run in.
recent, and that date on that bag, I recall.
Okay. If I could approach the court reporter, Judge.
That is how he views himself. Oh, for the love of Cheetos, sir. Come on, with a quickness. Grandma is like, you got 10 seconds to get off my desk, sweetheart. I feel like Billy Madison. Today, Junior. Good night. Oh, Glamma's being sweet to him. She's a better person than I am.
Agent Fraley, I'm showing you what's been marked as Exhibit 11. You recognize that?
That looks like, yeah, that's one of the pictures introduced yesterday.
Okay. What does-
That's the playhouse with the door open, showing the trash can inside the doorway.
And that's the front porch of the where you ultimately place the body bag, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, if you could, do you have that pointer still?
Yes, sir.
Could you point for the jury and show them where you placed the paper, where you placed the bag?
Can you raise that? Does that raise up anymore? Okay, yeah,
Is
that's,
that better?
yeah, it was on this
No,
porch right here.
And take that one down. Actually, if we could go back to that for just a minute.
Okay.
Over here on the side, can you see what looks to be like is wire?
This right here,
Yes.
yes.
I'm going to show you another picture.
Okay.
Does that appear to be the same wire?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and that appears to be an accurate representation of the porch at some.
Okay, here's my guess, and when I'm the voice of reason, this is the defense attorney is raising good points. Now, my guess as to what happened in reality is they took pictures of everything as it originally was to the best of their ability. Then they took that wire and assorted other crap off of the porch. Then they put the butcher paper down to provide a layer of protection against all said corrodated crap on said porch. Then they put the body bag down. Then they started emptying all the contents out. So while I get where the defense attorney is going with this, this was done under the supervision of, I believe, the medical examiner. And my guess is that she is going to make sure there is no cross contamination. That being said, ghosts, I think it would have been a really cute playhouse had it been kept in good condition. It does kind of look like something out of a Tim Burton, well, children's movie, to be honest.
Point during that night.
Yes, sir.
Would move this as the next exhibit, Judge.
Any objection? 46.
Right. Go.
Let me see everybody over here. Do it again. All right, go ahead, Mr. Scott.
Agent Fraley, I'm going to show you what's been marked as Exhibit 21.
Yes, sir.
Do you recognize that?
Yes, that was one of the photos introduced yesterday depicting the removal of the trash bag containing Evelyn's body from the can onto the body bag.
And that was done on the front of the porch, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Was, at the time you all did that, the wire and stuff, was that kept away from that body bag, or?
Best I recall, we moved those items in order to clear the front porch to do this.
Okay, to keep from
Cross.
contaminating anything, that's.
Well, to provide room as a flat space, the most convenient place for that. But it was, like I said, right there on the front porch. I think it was moving off to the side of the playhouse.
If we could go back to the last, actually. We'll put back up Exhibit 46.
Now, I would be interested if they have footage of her when after they found the body. Again, it would have been interesting to watch her behavior, and maybe they do have this after she was told, if you believe this story, where her daughter's final resting place was. Because again, I could not contain my rage. I mean, if I had entrusted, the final resting place of my daughter to someone and they put her in the trash can, I was like, you better put him behind bars for his safety.
Exhibit 46, I'm showing you around the wire and stuff.
Yes, sir.
Does it appear to you that there are some leaves and debris under the wire?
I can't make out, I'm sorry, I can't make out exactly what that is.
Now, approach the
It,
Do you,
Again-
do you recognize what that is?
like I said, that's a little clearer picture. That's not.
What is that a picture of?
It looks to be a portion of that picture.
Sorry.
Is it up in this portion here? That area, is that a zoomed in
Yes,
of
sir.
that area?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's a little clearer.
Okay, do you recognize that picture that you have in front of you?
Yes, sir. Like I said, it looks to be the middle portion of that. And it's a little clearer now that it does appear leaves, maybe some grass or hay or something there underneath that wire.
Okay, you guys, it has been almost 2 hours and I did not realize this. I thought Mr. Mo was going to be sleeping in his new makeshift area as we are doing demo, but he's actually wanting to use his room. And since he gets up at, 4 a.m. in the morning, I do want to be respectful of the fact that he is like, can I get back in my room since you have commandeered it? So, unfortunately, our speed runs are not as speedy, but we are going through this case again on, petty time. So hopefully you will join me tomorrow after we do, the weekly roundup with Shizzy, and we will continue at our own pace on this trial. Thank you guys so much for joining me. This is not an easy trial to get through, so I am so appreciative of, all the support and the snark and the kind of just general, community we have here that makes these cases, easier to follow. So I will see you guys in the morning. I will be putting that stream up tomorrow morning so I can, let Mr. Mo have access to his room. Thank you guys so much. Let me see who I can send you to as I am looking, because I am seriously one day going to be an actual professional-ish. Someday. All right. It looks like I am going to be redirecting you to, let's see, potentially criminal. It looks like they are or he is following the ASAP. Well, now it should be live. Don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about half the time. Anywho, have a wonderful evening, and I will see you all in the morning. So, goodbye, you guys.